The Magical Fruit Adventure. Once upon a time, there was a lush and bountiful orchard. This wasn't just any ordinary orchard, though. It was home to a group of magical fruits who loved to play and have fun. Among these special fruits were apple, banana, orange, and grape. They weren't like the fruits you and I know. They could talk, laugh, and tell stories. They had magical powers that made them more than ordinary fruits. They loved to gather under the shade of their favorite tree, the friendship tree, and chatter away. One sunny morning, the fruits decided they wanted more than just their orchard. They yearned for adventures and new experiences. Using their magical powers, they transformed into tiny, playful creatures ready to see the world. Their first stop was a bustling farmer's market. Stalls were laden with an array of colorful fruits, vegetables, and vibrant flowers. Sounds of lively chatter and the delightful aroma of tasty treats filled the air. Among the crowd, Apple caught the eye of a young girl named Emily. Her bright, shiny red skin stood out from the other fruits. Emily reached out and gently picked up Apple from the pile. Emily was a sweet girl with a curious mind. She loved trying new things and was always on the lookout for interesting finds at the market. Today, she found Apple. Emily took a small, tentative bite of Apple. To her surprise, Apple transformed back into her original fruity form. Emily's eyes widened with surprise. This was certainly not something she had expected. Apple greeted Emily with a warm smile and a friendly hello. Emily couldn't believe what she was seeing. A talking fruit. She giggled with delight and surprise. Meanwhile, Banana, Orange, and Grape, who had been watching the whole scene from a safe distance, decided it was time to join in the fun. One after the other, they hopped onto Emily's basket and changed back into their fruity selves. Emily was thrilled. She was now friends with 4 magical fruits. She promised to take them on many adventures, and they gladly agreed. The fruits were excited about what awaited them in the world beyond the orchard. Emily introduced Apple, Banana, Orange, and Grape to her friends. She showed them her school, her home, and all her favorite places in the city. The fruits loved experiencing new things and meeting new people. They visited parks, museums, and even rode a bike. Everywhere they went, they brought joy and surprise to those who noticed their magical powers. Days turned into weeks, and the fruits couldn't have been happier. Emily loved her new friends, and so did everyone else. The fruits were soon popular figures in her school. They educated the students about the importance of eating fruits and staying healthy. They returned to the orchard on a sunny afternoon. The fruits felt an overwhelming sense of happiness as they saw their home. The friendship tree, with its long branches giving shade, was just as they remembered. Emily promised to visit them often. She bade them goodbye with a warm hug. As Emily walked away, the fruits transformed back into their tiny, playful forms, ready to return to their life in the orchard. Emily visited them frequently, bringing along her friends. The orchard became a popular hangout spot for the children. They loved listening to the fruits' stories and playing around the friendship tree. The fruits, in return, imparted valuable life lessons and moral values to the children. They taught them about friendship, the importance of staying healthy, and living in harmony with nature. Life in the orchard was joyful and meaningful. Apple, Banana, Orange, and Grape welcomed their adventures but also cherished their peaceful life under the friendship tree. They were content and happy. And so, the magical fruits lived on, bringing joy and learning to all who visited the orchard. Their stories of adventures were shared widely, spreading magic and wonder wherever they were told. They remained true to themselves, valuing their friendship above all. Their journey proves that no matter where you go, you carry the essence of your home with you. And that home is where friends are, even if those friends are magical fruits. The orchard could have been an ordinary one, but it wasn't. It was special because of apple, banana, orange, and grape. Their magic and camaraderie enchanted the space and made it a home. This tale of magical fruits and their adventures brings to us a simple yet profound message: the importance of home, friendship, and exploration. It teaches us to value our roots while reaching out to the world. So the next time you see an apple, a banana, an orange, or a grape, remember this story. Imagine them coming to life and creating magic. Who knows, you might be in for a surprise. Our magical fruits, apple, banana, orange, and grape, continue their life in the orchard. And who knows, maybe they're ready for a new adventure. Whatever it is, they know they'll face it together, under the shade of the friendship tree. The mysterious key. In a small, tranquil town lived a curious young girl named Mia. She resided with her wise and gentle grandmother in a quaint little house. Mia was known for her infectious, childish enthusiasm and her uncanny knack for finding adventure in the most mundane things. One sunny afternoon, in her grandmother's dusty attic, Mia discovered an antiquated key. It was peculiarly shaped and cast in a material that she could not identify. It was just the kind of mysterious object that would pique Mia's interest. While the key fascinated Mia, she was even more intrigued by the ledger the key was wrapped in. The ledger was old, its pages yellowed and brittle, and it was full of cryptic symbols that Mia couldn't understand. Mia rushed to her grandmother, ledger, and key in hand, eager to hear the story behind them. Her grandmother's eyes widened at the sight of the two objects, and she sat Mia down to tell her the tale. The ledger, her grandmother explained, was a map to a magical realm. The key, she said, was the only thing that could open the door to the realm. Mia was ecstatic. An adventure was waiting for her. Mia clutched the key tightly, her mind brimming with excitement. She begged her grandmother to guide her in deciphering the map, an invitation her grandmother gladly accepted. Nights were spent huddled over the ledger, making sense of the symbols. After several deciphering sessions, Mia and her grandmother finally managed to decode the ledger. It had directions leading to a glorious, ancient oak tree at the far end of their property. It was there the mystical door was supposed to be. The next morning, Mia, full of anticipation, set off towards the tree. She could barely contain her exhilaration as she approached the massive oak. Armed with her key, she looked for the hidden door. After search, Mia discovered a small, heart-shaped indentation in the tree trunk. It was the exact size of her mystical key. As she slid the key in, a semi-transparent door materialized before her. Mustering her courage, Mia pushed open the door. A vortex of colors spun around her as she was transported into the magical realm. It was an enchanting forest, with trees glowing in magical shades, and bushes full of colorful, strange-looking fruits. The inhabitants of the magical realm were equally mesmerizing. Mia encountered a group of tiny, bioluminescent creatures who introduced themselves as the Luminars. They were friendly and welcomed Mia into their world. Over the next few days, Nia explored the enchanting magical realm with her Luminar friends. She discovered exotic plants, swam in crystal clear streams, and feasted on the bountiful, strange fruits. One day, the Luminars shared a sorrowful tale. An evil sorceress had captured their queen and sent the magical realm into chaos. They asked Nia to help them free their queen. Without a second thought, Nia agreed to help. Armed with her courage, along with a magical staff the Luminars gave her, she embarked on her daring mission to free the Luminar Queen. Nia and her Luminar companions journeyed through treacherous landscapes, braved various obstacles, and fought numerous mystical creatures. Despite the risks, Nia's courage never wavered. Finally, they reached the sorceress's dark castle. With a battle cry, Nia charged forward, determined to save the queen. Using the magical staff, she fought valiantly and managed to subdue the sorceress. As the sorceress fell, the castle began to disintegrate, revealing the captive queen. Nia used the staff to break the dark spell, liberating the queen from her imprisonment. The moment of triumph brought immense joy to all of them. With the queen's return, the magical realm bloomed once again. Nia was hailed as a hero. It was a glorious moment. But Nia knew she had to return back to her own world. It was time to leave. The queen and Luminars thanked her for saving their world. As a token of their gratitude, the queen gifted Nia with a tiny glowing seed before she bid them farewell. Back at her home, Nia planted the magical seed in her garden. It rapidly grew into a magnificent, glowing tree that only she could see. It constantly reminded her of the magical adventure she'd embarked on. Every night, Nia would sit under the glow of the magical tree and relive her adventure. Her heart filled with joy and gratitude for the wondrous experience she had been given. It was truly a remarkable chapter in her life. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. As Nia grew, so did the tales of her adventure. She shared her magical journey in the realm with her friends, who listened in awe. Often, Nia would visit the magical tree and talk to it, reminiscing about her time in the magical realm. She promised herself that she would always keep the spirit of adventure alive within her, no matter how much she grew up. As Nia grew older, her adventures in the magical realm became her most cherished childhood memory. The experiences strengthened her belief in magic and filled her heart with endless wonder. And so, Nia's tale of bravery and courage became a beloved legend in her little town. The tale of the girl who unlocked a magical realm, saved a queen, and returned with a story that warmed many hearts for years to come. Once upon a time in a small town lived a boy named Tim. Tim loved playing basketball, but the old wooden hoop in his backyard was becoming too easy. One day, Tim wished for something extraordinary to happen. As he was playing, a shiny basketball rolled into his yard. He picked up the ball in curiosity. The moment he touched it, he felt different. It made him feel strong, agile, and full of energy. Tim was excited by this miraculous discovery. Each time he bounced the magic basketball, he was transported to a different, mystical basketball court. He played with unseen opponents who challenged his abilities. Tim visited fascinating places with the ball, from underwater courts to games on fluffy clouds. Each game made him a better player. With each fresh expedition, Tim acquired a novel proficiency. Despite his remarkable progress in skill, his boundless enthusiasm and wonder remained undiminished. However, magic had another important lesson for Tim. Winning isn't everything. The magic ball guided him to accept his losses gracefully. His backyard hoop was no longer a challenge. With his new skills and the magical basketball, he became a local legend in his town. Tim was admired and respected, not just for his talents, but also for his sportsmanship, passion, and the love for the game. His friends were captivated by his stories of the magic basketball and his incredible adventures. Yet, some were skeptical. One day, the town organized a basketball event. This was the chance for Tim to show off his skills and the power of the magic basketball. The crowd watched in awe as Tim performed incredible moves against his opponents. His game was extraordinary and the spectators cheered with delight. Even with the magic basketball, the final game wasn't easy. The opposing team was strong. They were giving Tim a real fight. It was a tense game. Every move, every pass, every shot mattered. Tim's team trailed by a few points just before the end. In the final minute, Tim had the ball. He dribbled, spun around his opponents, and with a swift jump, he shot the ball. The crowd held their breath as the ball soared through the air. It hit the rim, bounced, and finally, fell through the net. The crowd erupted. Tim's team won the game. It was a victorious moment for the young boy who never stopped believing in his dreams and the magical powers of the basketball. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Tim continued his magical journeys with the magic basketball, never losing his love for the game. As he grew older, he began to realize the power of belief and hard work. He understood the significance of sportsmanship and accepted that even magic cannot replace practice. One day, the magic basketball started losing its shine. It was growing old, just like Tim. It seemed like its magical powers were fading away. But Tim wasn't worried. He knew the true magic was not in the basketball, but within him. His journey had not been about magic, but personal growth. The magic basketball had given him extraordinary experiences and helped him become a better player. But the real magic was the love and passion he had for the game. Over time, the magical basketball became a normal one. But in Tim's heart, it would always be special. It was the ball that had taught him so much. Eventually, Tim became a professional basketball player. His exceptional skills, sportsmanship, and love for the game inspired many young hearts. Tim never forgot about the magic ball. He preserved it as a symbol of his journey, nurturing dreams of future players, just as it had once nurtured his. The story of the magic basketball and Tim spread across the town, inspiring everyone. His magical journey was not just his, but also the town's proud tale. The magic basketball was a symbol of dreams, hard work, and growth. It was a priceless artifact, cherished not only by Tim but by everyone who knew its tale. The story of Tim and the magic basketball spread far and wide. Everyone knew about the boy who loved basketball and had magical adventures with a special ball. Tim's journey reminded everyone that believing in oneself and never giving up is the greatest magic of all. His story became a timeless inspiration, celebrated all around. And so, the tale of the magic basketball lived on, carrying with it the true essence of sportsmanship, perseverance, passion, and the magic of believing. Every time a kid played basketball in that small town, they remembered Tim and his magic basketball. They cherished the ball and the spirit of the game. As far as the magic basketball was concerned, it had fulfilled its purpose. It had transformed a young boy into a champion and inspired an entire generation. Tim's tale, the magic basketball, and the memories of their adventures were embedded in the heart of the town forever, inspiring many for years to come. And thus, the tale of the magic basketball and Tim was passed down from generation to generation, turning into a beautiful legend of a small town. So, if you ever pick up a basketball, remember Tim and his magical journey. And who knows, maybe you'll discover a little bit of magic in yourself too. We appreciate your decision to engage with Storyland for Kids. We trust that today's experience was enjoyable for you. Your feedback holds great value to us, as it guides us towards refining our content. Anticipating the opportunity to introduce exciting adventures to your children, we're committed to bringing adventurous stories with extra charm each night. Please join us in our journey by subscribing to our channel and contributing to our growth. Thank you for being a part of this enriching storytelling venture.